What's up, Waniacs? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for swinging by. I truly appreciate it. I normally don't shoot with the car.
Look at that.
Steady as a rock.
Yeah, but I shoot with this hand.
But this content is hot off the press. It's fresh in my mind, and I wanted to get it out to you guys as soon as possible because it just, I think it's valuable. I really do. Hopefully you think so too. If you think this content is valuable, go ahead and give me a like. You know my favorite color is like button blue. I appreciate that. It also helps my channel, and I truly do appreciate that as well. So, if it's your first time here on my channel, we kind of pull back the curtain on the real estate industry. We talk about agents, what they do, what they should do, what they're not doing. We talk about the real estate market, tips and tricks, some news you can use, and we do it all from the big, beautiful city of Baltimore that I live and work, that I love. If you ever consider coming here, look me up. If you think about moving here, I'm always happy to help. So, yeah, so if that's something that interests you, maybe consider subscribing. That way you can keep in the loop of everything that I'm doing and pushing out to you guys. And again, if you would give me a like, this color blue, hey, there you go. Yeah, I'm back from, I just left physical therapy, so I'm dressed down today. Yeah, well.
Sometimes it skips a generation. I was hoping it would pass you by.
Well, Daddy, it didn't pass me by. It landed on my face.
We're rolling with it. So here we go. So the topic for today is in negotiating your contract, never show all of your cards. Always keep an ace in your back pocket. Let me explain. So I have a buyer that we put an offer in on a property. The market is bonkers. It's going crazy. Rates are fantastic. The tightening of inventory is tough. So inventory is very low, very competitive market. Some houses are getting 17, 20, 25 offers. Some houses are going 10, 20, $40,000 above list price. So working with a buyer, we put an offer in on a property. This is a couple of weeks ago. Come to find out, doing some more research, the lender that this buyer chose to use couldn't do the particular loan needed to close this kind of property. It's a very special property. I was under the impression that this gentleman could do the loan. Nothing against him. It was just a couple of guidelines coming from the bank that kind of kicked him out. I feel bad because he's a great loan officer. If you need a loan officer, let me know. But anyway, so the offer goes in, the listing agent, he and I have a conversation. We kind of pump the brakes a little bit to say, okay, let's make sure this financing can happen. So we talked to a couple other banks, a couple of other lenders. Another week goes by. We have another conversation, the listing agent and I. We find out that, okay, a lot of the terms the seller has agreed to, we're just kind of figuring out this financing. So the buyer came pre-approved. I talked to his lender. I did my research. As a buyer's agent, you got to do your research as well. You want to be as professional as possible, so when you're presenting your offers to other agents, you want to show them that you've done your homework too. All right, so the offer goes in. We go through the financing. That was a week ago. Another week goes by as we're going through this offer. And we get most of the terms, as I said, agreed upon. The seller agrees to most of the terms. It's just the financing we're figuring out. We get the financing figured out. This is now a couple days later, so we're in this thing 2 weeks or so.
2 weeks later.
We get the financing figured out. And the agent comes back and says, okay, we're great. However, we'd like to change this on the price, and we'd like to change this contingency that you guys have placed within this offer. The contingency that I placed was a feasibility study. Because this was a particular property and I wanted to protect my buyer, I put a feasibility study in there, and I'll go over that in another video, that gave us a window of time to really dig into the property, the nuts and bolts, the nitty-gritty. A lot of times you'll see feasibility studies on land contracts to make sure the land will perk, to make sure it's buildable, it's zoned correctly. So I put a feasibility study on this one, again, to protect my buyer and give us a little more time to make sure this property suits his needs for what he wanted to use it for. So they said, you know, can you kick out that feasibility study? You have inspections in there. We just want that removed. So I was a little hesitant. I spoke to the buyer, and the buyer said, oh, I'm sorry. The agent also said, and we may have another offer coming through.
That was bullshit.
Now, that could be true. Although here we've been going through this for over 2 weeks. No other offer was mentioned. Now that we've agreed to the terms and the financing is set, now we may have another offer coming in. Hey, it's real estate. It can happen. Feast or famine, no rhyme or reason. So I said, okay, talk to the buyer. Hey, we may have another offer coming in. I'm not really sure. I can't confirm it. What do you want to do? So the buyer says, I really want this house. Let's go for the renegotiated price. Let's get rid of the feasibility study because we've already done a lot of homework as it is. And let's go ahead and just pull the inspections and make the deal that much sweeter. Okay.
This is where the magic happens.
If you know me, you know I am not about pulling inspections. I think you need to go through a property any which way you can, up and down, left and right, 15 days to Sunday, whatever the saying is.
I wouldn't put too much value on things like that either.
It's actual research.
They'll give anybody a blog these days.
We'll see you later.
I think that it's important that you have inspections. The buyer wants to waive them, that's their choice, and I will do what the buyers want. I give my advice. I said, I don't know if I would do that. They said, yeah, please, you know, let's throw that out there if they need to. Okay, that was my ace in the hole. I didn't want to go back and say, okay, we'll do this price. Okay, the feasibility study is gone. Okay, we'll pull the inspections as well. How does that sound? I didn't want to show all my hand. I wanted to show part of my hand. I'm not really a poker player, so I hope that works. So I went back and said, okay, great, we're good with the price, and we're great with the feasibility study. I can get this signed right now and back to you in 2 minutes. Let's take that other offer that you may have and kick that to the side here. If I can get mine to you quick, let's accept it, let's get the deal done. If he came back and said the offer was received, the other offer was received, and the seller wants to look at it, I would then pull out the inspection and say, okay, you know what, that's great. To make the deal even sweeter, we're going to remove the property inspections as well. That's one less contingency in this contract. Now all you have to deal with is the lending and the appraisal. Boom, let's get it done. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to hold on to that inspection piece just in case I needed to sweeten the deal. I didn't want to throw it out at the beginning. Sure enough, they come back. The deal gets signed on the new price without the feasibility study. Signed, sealed, delivered. Thank you, Stevie Wonder. And the buyer is happy as a clam. So that's the lesson. Not really a lesson, a tip, I guess. Tip, trick, whatever you want to call it. Keep your hand close to your chest. Never show all of your cards. Keep an ace in your back pocket. Negotiations are fierce these days. Make sure you have an agent on your side who knows what they're doing, that can make sure you're not only happy with the terms and the house that you want to buy, but that you're protected in case something were to happen. thank you so much for watching this video. I feel bad it's from the car because I've been trying every week to kind of up my production value with better edits, better music. I just upgraded my audio system, so hopefully the audio will be better. The next one, hopefully it's not too crappy on this one. I kept my earpiece in. I literally just got off the phone with this buyer, so it's fresh, hot off the press. Any questions, let me know. Again, smash the like button if you dig this content. Consider subscribing. Think about my big, beautiful city of Baltimore. I love it. If you love it, thank you. And if you need anything, I'm always here. I'm at this 8 days a week, and I will see you on the next one.